It's time for What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. Here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome, Reno. This is your host, Phil MacDougall, and you're on What Drives Reno. And this show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum, recently voted again in the top 10 automobile museums in the entire country by USA Today.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow. Incredible.
Can we do something with that soundtrack to pretend like there's 15 more of you?
Yeah, I'll make an echo effect and it's
Jasmine,
like, wow.
See, that's what we need. We need more of those effects. Thank you, Jasmine.
I got it.
We had a great show today. Before we get into our guest, who will be Mike Wurm, he's the Executive Director of Boys and Girls Club at Truckee, Meadows. Along with that, we have Lisa Jansen, and she is the Executive Director with Hot August Nights. Amazing things happening in both organizations. But before we go any further, I just cracked open my first energy drink.
Oh, and we know what that means.
It means that I'm going to ask everybody, after every break, if you notice a difference in how fast I'm talking, I'd like you to weigh in. So I want to give everybody my email address. It is Phil, Phil, at automuseum.org. Phil at automuseum.org. Okay. So what I'm asking you to do is I got a couple of little contests here. The first 5 people, I'm going to jump right into it. The first 5 people that send me their suggestions for what we call is meaningless information. Okay. What do we call it? You call it pity lines, or what did you say?
I don't even.
You had a good catch line.
Yeah, we need to find something.
I got to find something catchy. These are things that you think are relevant, or maybe not so relevant, but you think are interesting. I will share them. So the first 5 people today who email me their little facts they want me to share will get a pair of tickets to the Automobile Museum to use for the rest of the time this year, anytime you want to go. Nice. And remember, we have membership to the museum. We're open 360, I don't know, every day except for 3. Yeah. Reverse the math
162.
That's
362.
So we have that many days that we're open, and these tickets are good for all those events. But literally, I just filled up my little car the other day. Again, it was over $60. I have a little Honda Fit. You could get, what a coincidence, you could get 2 people an annual membership to the museum to come as much as you want for $60. So companion members is only $60. We're a 501c3. If you haven't been there in a while, I want to remind you there's 240 amazing automobiles. There's a beautiful theater that's there. We have summer concerts I'll get into. So there's so many really, did I say that enough? Really cool things. All right. With that said, I want to go and just ask you guys, my listeners, if you guys have I'll just say another catchy phrase. Remember, meaningless information?
Yes.
You just send me a note, and the first 5 people that do that and have an interesting fact, I don't care if it's mean. Just give me some feedback about how you like the show, what we can do differently. All right. But before we go into that, I'm going to switch gears, and this is what I call, it's a new section. Okay. It's called Popular Catchphrases Throughout the Decades.
Ooh, okay.
I need something. I need music or something. Now, you're going to see a little background. We got to work on all the special effects, but this is going to make you laugh. Now, as I'm saying these, most of the people listening will say, I've heard that. My parents said that. My grandparent, cousin, somebody. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to say, I've never heard such a thing before. But these are the most popular phrases, and I'm just going to pick a few of them throughout the decades. You ready?
I'm ready.
Drum roll. Simulated drum roll. 1920s. Very popular was 23 Skidoo. Yeah, I used to see Jasmine's face. Here's one that I'm sure you use all the time. The cat's pajamas.
I know, the cat's out the bag. The cat's pajamas.
Cat's pajamas. That was supposed to be a cool thing. 1930s. Brother, can you spare a dime?
Brother, can you spare a dime?
Now, this is one that I use quite often. Hot diggity.
Hot diggity. I like that one.
And there's a cartoon, Hot Diggity Dog.
Yep.
Yes, you do that one. 1930s. Taking you back in time to our listeners. 1940s. Maybe you have some ideas of some things you remember from your family or friends. Send us a little note. Again, first 5 people. 1940s. Don't take any wooden nickels. I'm sure there was a phrase to that. Don't know. What's cooking?
I like now, that one.
I can see you walking up to the meeting and say, hey, what's cooking, Phil?
Yeah, what's cooking? Good looking. I know that.
Okay, there you go. That's because the 1950s, pretty close. 1950s, daddy-o.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
you
That
should
one-
see her
that
face,
was-
everybody. She's just like, no. Another
Oh
one.
my
Now, I
gosh.
guess some of our listeners are probably kind of keying into some of these. 1950s, Made in the Shade.
Made in the. I wonder what that.
I can't even say this because I see this in a movie. Cruising for a Bruising. But these are the most popular things that we're saying. 1960s. Okay, listeners, what do you think about this? Now, I know some of you listening can relate to this. Far Out.
Oh yeah.
Groovy.
Right. Okay, now I know what
Peace
we're
Man.
talking
Can
about.
you tell we're
Yep.
60s? Originally, I was going to say if you could pick the decade, but now it's too easy. 1970s. I got a few more of these. To take you back in time.
Okay.
This is 1970s. Catch You on the Flip Side.
Yep.
I thought about trying to say this more in character, but
Yeah,
I
it's
can imagine the
hard.
comments will fly in like, dude, you should not be doing that. Staying
Phil.
Alive. All right, 1980s. Gag Me with a Spoon. I
Oh
can
my
also-
God. Yes, I
You-
heard
you
it.
just,
Yes.
take
It
a
was
chill pill.
huge. Take a chill pill. Yep.
You got that one? All right. Only got a few more for audience here. 1990s. Now, some I've just never heard of. Well, this one, Talk to the Hand.
Oh.
That
'cause
would drive me nuts. I
Talk
do know
to the
people that did
hand.
that and
Yeah.
walked away. The other one they said was Shut Up. I always thought that was
Oh my
so
God.
rude, but
Oh,
that was supposed to shut
Yeah,
up.
it
I
was
go,
from
I
Cher
never got
from
that.
Clueless.
I
It's
just
like
don't get it.
It's
yeah,
a movie
see,
thing.
now I'm showing mine. You Go Girl, 1990s. 2000, Crunk.
Oh yes, you get crunk. Yep.
I'm sorry.
It means
I
like
never,
you're getting like really like oh my God, I can't say it without saying other words, but it's like you're getting turned up, like you're getting very
You're getting crunked.
excited.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that means. Bling. Again,
Bling.
if people could see how you're trying to give that
Bling
visual
it with-
display,
I know.
you're doing a little
It's hard
John
to do that
Travolta
over
there.
audio.
Yes. Bling, I said that one. Okay, 1910s and wrapping up. It Is What It Is. One of mine, one of my worst. I hate when people say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Next one, 2020s. No Cap. I don't know.
You don't.
No.
No cap. Yes, it means like I'm for real. Like I'm being very
Okay.
serious.
Not
I'm
just
lying.
say,
Not just-
I'm for real. Or
No, you're
you
gonna
gotta
say no cap. Yeah.
Okay. Living Rent Free.
Oh my God.
Really? They
It's like it's just living in your mind without any like
okay.
dues. It's
Now
like living
I
in
guarantee you,
rent-free.
I'm not the only people listening. They're going.
Well, now you know
really?
a little bit. Now you
Really?
know. I know.
So I'm going to walk in with the family and kids and start using these words, and this
Oh
no
my
stop.
gosh. Use these, and they're gonna
what
give
else?
such a crazy look.
Okay, I'm going to switch gears here. I have another contest for our listeners.
Oh, okay, let's get ready.
Hot off the press. So I'm going to ask people, this is going to be big. Big. So I said 5 tickets or 5 pairs of tickets for the first 5 people that send me something they want me to use next week. If you could guess in order what the sponsor, what company came up with this phrase, send it to me. You're looking, I got to say it differently because you look confused right now as I'm saying that.
No, you're
So
good.
I'm going to say a phrase or a catch line. I'm not going to tell you what the answers are. People send me the first person that sends me, and all 5 of them will get a full membership for 5 adults, annual membership at the National Automobile Museum. That's a big deal.
That's
you got to go
huge.
more energy.
That's crazy.
Thank
I know.
you.
I'm like in
All
shock
right,
because that's
all
like
right.
so good.
That's a cool one. So 5
That's
people
really
can come,
good.
and that includes discounts to all
Wow.
of our concerts, speaker series, family fun days, all kinds of stuff.
That's
all right, so get your
incredible.
pencils ready. I will repeat them at the end of the show if Jasmine reminds me. First one is easy. Just do it. Most people know that. I'm loving it is number 2. Do you know what these are so
yeah,
far? You
absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
Think different.
Oh, that one's my get.
If I throw, what's the other one there? I got to try and incorporate one of those words I had no idea, cronk or whatever it was. All right, next one, number 4 is have it your way. I think most people know that one. And the last one is melt in your mouth, not in your hands. So there's just do it, I'm loving it, think different, have it your way, melt in your mouth, not in your hands. The first person that emails me, phil@automuseum.org, with the right answers, I will give them a family membership for 5, and I'm going to throw in 5 museum hats. Total retail
wow.
value is Priceless.
Especially with
Okay.
those hats. Oh my gosh! Now I
So,
want one.
see, now where do we go after this? The
I don't
excitement
even
is
know.
mounted.
I know. Oh
right.
my gosh!
We're going to take a break real quick, and I'm going to have my first guest come in. Again, he is an amazing gentleman, an amazing organization, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds, everybody.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000 square foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Okay, welcome back, Reno. This is your host, Phil MacDougall, and this show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum. Before we get into our first guest, I want to remind you, and I think that the email is just going off the charts. It's all these
we
people
got
are
like
coming up with
1,000 already.
1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like it'll probably hit 500,000 by the
It's
time the show
growing.
is over. It's growing. So if you have any suggestions or any of those catchphrases, kind of ring a bell, or you got something cool you want us to share, we're going to give all those cool prizes we talked about, including the family membership. All right, now to the important stuff. So we have Mike Wurm. He is Executive Director of Boys and Girls Club Truckee Meadows.
Yes.
Got that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Welcome, Mike, to the show. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
So we always start out the show with our guests sharing the most embarrassing moment that ever happened to them. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
See his face. No, first, I just told him before. The
thought
only
it was
question I'm
set
going to
up
ask you is scripted is, what is your first car? But I just love the reaction. No, so Mike, if you could, what was your first car? And do you have a story you want to? And actually, by the way, our listeners, I am halfway through my energy drink, so we'll see if my speed of my voice
Start
picks up.
kicking in.
Yep.
Yeah. The first car I owned, I grew up in rural Missouri, and so I drove a lot of vehicles. But the first car I owned was a '72 Oldsmobile Tornado. And I bought that my second year in college. I grew up in St. Louis, but I went to school at Washington State University, and I was trying to get back and forth, and I couldn't afford an airplane ticket, so I got a car that could drive back and forth. And that car was amazing on the highway. It was all front end and back end, and it was two-door, had a back seat. Nobody could sit in the back seat when I was driving it, but it was pretty cool. And then I had a problem with it. A CV joint went bad in the front of it, and I was told by a guy he couldn't replace them. So I found another '72 Tornado that I bought out of Spokane, Washington.
So you couldn't get the one replaced, but you got another one.
Got another
Yeah,
one,
not
but
the
here,
part, but the new car.
2 years later, the CV joint went out in that,
Uh-oh.
and then I found out, well, you can replace CV joints. So the funny thing is, the first car I sold to the junkyard in Pullman, Washington, and when I had to get a CV joint, they gave me $150 for the car, and when I went to get a CV joint, they gave me a CV joint off the car, and they charged me $150 for the CV joint of the car that I used to own. And then I dented the front fender, and I had to get a fender, and they charged me $150 for the front fender.
For your original
on the original car that I had
car.
at Pullman, at Pullman, Washington. So that's my funny car story.
Did they know they did that?
They probably did. I was probably a little green behind the ears, yeah.
It's funny because most people I always say know their first car, and they have a good story. So you said it was what? It was a great car that, what type was it again?
It was a '72 Tornado Oldsmobile, had a big I'm not a huge car guy, but it had a big 455.
Shame on you. This is
exactly.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
Big 455. The thing would just fly on the highway. It was awesome.
I was going to say, define fly. Do you want to say that?
Yeah, it was 3 digits.
Yeah, it was three
pretty
digits.
Consistent.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, pretty consistent.
So how long did you have it? Most people didn't have their first car more than a year or so.
Yeah, no, I had the first Tornado for 3 years, and then I replaced it with another one for another 3 years. So I had Tornadoes, a 72 Tornado for about 6 years, 2 different cars for about 6 years.
And you gave the junkyard some business kept them going.
I was self-funding the department. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you for talking about your first car. I want to get into you a little bit about where you came from, how you got to where you are, and then tell us about your organization.
Yeah, I born and raised in Missouri, came out to the West Coast, played basketball at Washington State, then I got into college coaching. So I did that for a while. I actually coached here at Nevada for about 6 years with Lynn Stevens. For the guys that know your catchphrases will remember who Lynn Stevens was.
Oh, I know.
That's a little older.
Oh, I know him.
Lynn was wonderful. And then I stayed in coaching for a couple of years after I left here. But we really fell in love in Reno. So my wife and I, we moved back. And in March of 1995, I started at the Boys and Girls Club. And that's where I'm at today. You've been there ever since? I've been there ever since.
In the current role or different role?
Different role. I was the assistant director when I came the first time for 10 years, and I've been the executive director for now 21 years. So
time flies, huh?
Time flies, yeah.
I bet you've seen a lot of changes since you first got here.
Seen a ton of changes in the club, in the community, and the kids that we're serving, and the families. I mean, I've been there long enough that we've got kids that were there when I was first there, which is kind of cool.
So, your organization, I think most people have heard it. It's like a really recognizable brand.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times people forget, even though they think it's recognizable, they think, oh, it's fully funded, they have all this money, but they don't really also understand what their core mission is or could you just kind of elaborate a little bit about how the organization came about, what your mission is, and what you do specifically for our region?
So Boys and Girls Clubs are a national organization. They've been around for over 150 years. Here in Reno, our Boys and Girls Club has been here for 50 years. This is our 50th anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
And it started in 1976 as the Boys Club, and then in the early 80s it became the Boys and Girls Club. And our core mission is serving 6 to 18-year-old kids after school or before school. So really, one of our mantras is when school is out, clubs are in, right? So when schools are closed, we're providing services for families. We have a lot of organized programming, but I actually really describe the program more as providing services, meeting parents where they're at. So we have some kids that come every day. We have some kids that need basic services. They need a meal. They need food. We have some kids just come once or twice because their parents need a safe place for them to be for a while. But while they're there, we have tons of opportunities for them. They can work on computers, get homework help. They can get health and life skills information. They can do the arts. We have 6 core areas that we program. Our staff does a phenomenal job of working with kids and really just helping give kids information to grow into productive citizens and to be able to take care of themselves and stay safe.
Do you have any sense over the years how many children that you've helped or been part of?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could. I wish I could do the math on that. When I started, and I worked for Maureen Kuchurik. She was a director when I started in March of 1995. We had a club that our total membership was probably about 800, and we were a single site. 31 years later, we service about 4,000 kids a day.
Wow!
And we're not only in Washoe County, but we're also in 6 rural counties. And then from one site, we have almost 60 sites today. We've also expanded our mission. We have licensed childcare, so we take kids all the way from 6 weeks old. And then we have a life and workforce development, so we also work with young adults up to 22 years old. So it's expanded quite a bit and grown quite a bit. But it's thousands and thousands of kids and several generations that we've been working with in our 50 years here.
Well, that's amazing. I love that. And I think, did you agree? I don't know if you agree or not. Maybe it's just me. That a lot of times people know the name, but they don't really understand it. Or you got to stay present and always reinforce. I mean, you talked about 4,000 people go through. To me, if nothing else alone, people who are listening, 4,000 people, and it's not just them, right? It's 4,000 people and the family that they're part of in that unit. I mean, they're all benefiting from this. Families, and not just at that time, and I'm going to have a hard time explaining this, but whatever impact you're making at a young age, you're going to see the benefits of that for years afterwards.
Absolutely. It's what part of many things are fun about my job. always say I'm very blessed. I'm one person that's been in place for 31 years, and I still get excited about going to work every day, right? And our club, where my office is located, it's in a Boys and Girls Club. So if I ever start feeling like it's too much like work, I just go downstairs and hang out with kids for a few minutes, you know. But yeah, we actually, I've seen that progression. I've seen, you know, young kids, boys and girls come into the club. And today, I would say we have 40 or 50 that work at the Boys and Girls Club, that know the language, that know the benefits of that. Now they're mentoring other kids.
That's so
they're at the
powerful.
club mentoring, and now they're mentoring other kids and just passing that forward. And that's the part that really gets me excited and makes me excited about getting up in the morning, going to work. Yeah.
Is there a particular piece of, well, let's just say you got an audience here. What's the number one thing you want to share with them that they might not know, or there's misinformation, or just something you want to just get out there?
No,
because you got to reinforce your mission and important things.
I appreciate that, because we have been here 50 years, and I still think we're one of the best kept secrets, right? If you don't have a child or you didn't go to the club, you probably haven't discovered us, even though we've been here for so long, right? So I think really, first of all, it's for all kids. There's a lot of misnomers out that there's a certain that we're only here for this small group of kids, or maybe kids from challenging backgrounds. But really, you know, when we say we serve the kids that need us most, that really has really expanded. That's not just a social and economic thing. Right. It could be a time thing, or a safety thing, or a single parent from an affluent family that needs help with that, doesn't have a second parent. So I think that's the first thing. If you have a child, I think every child has a place at the Boys and Girls Club. And again, traditionally we're school age kids, but we do go down to 6 weeks old. So we have 10 licensed childcare. We're actually building two now, one in Fernley and one in Eureka, Nevada.
Wow, that's
to
great.
offer daycare services. Reno still less than 40% of the need for licensed childcare is being met in Reno right now. In rural Nevada, it's
what was that
even
number
worse.
again? How
Less
many?
than 40% of the need for licensed childcare is being met in northern Nevada right now. And in rural Nevada, even less, like in Fernley, less than 10%. So it's nice
Great
that
service you're
we've
providing.
run an organization that our core is here, but we've been able to expand that core and really help meet some of the community needs too.
What's the one thing that people can do that are listening? Is there one? I mean, you're looking for volunteers, looking for donors, supporters, and you have one or two big events you want to talk about that help you?
Yeah, first of all, everybody can be involved in the club. Time, treasure, and talent, the 3 T's, right? So when you can go to our website, bgctm.org, and there's opportunities for all of those things. You can be an employee at the club. You can find about volunteer opportunities. You can donate money. And then we do have events that, you know, that for every nonprofit, that's part of our lifeblood out there raising money through our events. We have probably the largest nonprofit fundraiser in Nevada. It's always the last Saturday in February, or at least in northern Nevada, and that's our Chipino Feed and Auction.
I've heard about it. I've never been there before, but I heard right when I first got to town about that.
Yeah, the club's been here for 50 years, and that event's run for 46 years. And that's
great.
That's a who's who and a who's that of Reno, right? We got a little bit of everybody.
That tells me where I'm at.
I'm on the who's
will go.
that side too. But so that's our fundraiser. We have a golf tournament people can get involved in. We have an awards banquet, which is kind of our Super Bowl weekend. That's where we highlight our kids and volunteers, and our kids entertain. And it's a dinner we do in November. So there's opportunities for that. On our website, if you're a business, there's tons of sponsorship opportunities. So we really are trying to raise the money we can, write grants. For those that can afford, there are some fees that for those that can afford it, they pay a fee. But there's always a fundraising burden. So that's we try to minimize the burden on the families that can't afford to be at the Boys and Girls Club, so that the Boys and Girls Club is affordable for all kids.
Well, I want to give you a plug, but before today, I mean, people that know you speak just so highly of you, and I can understand why. It's truly sincere. But if you don't believe that, anyone that stays at a job that long is committed. And I don't want to speak for you, but I can't imagine how you don't have an emotional connection to so many different things. And that takes a toll. I mean, not a negative toll, but you're really invested. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there 30. So thank you for everything you're doing.
Oh, gosh. Thank you. When I first came, I needed the service. My wife and I, we were trying, same dilemma that parents today face. Do we pay for childcare? Do we stay home and watch the kids? And today it's even worse than that, right? I mean,
It's
right now
so
I think
hard
kids
nowadays.
pay more. Families have to pay more now for daycare than they have to pay for their rent, right? So, and a lot of our families, I will tell you this, Phil, they are wonderful people. And just at the end of the week, sometimes they have to make decisions that not everybody has to make. Do I pay for rent? Do I pay for utility? Do I buy clothes? Do I
food?
and for us to be there to help relieve some of that burden on our parents. But we represent a lot of great families and great parents. They just have some really challenging situations they're dealing with at the end of the week.
Yeah. Clarify if I'm wrong. I hate to go out here and say something that's way out there, but I think some of the perceptions in different organizations, maybe yours, is that these are people that aren't making a difference, aren't trying. And that's far from the truth. These are your neighbors that are working 2 or 3 jobs, maybe. Mm-hmm. Is it true? That are doing so many things to get by, but just need help?
Even more so. Like during the pandemic, we really stepped up as an organization. And so a lot of people, we closed our community. Well, even when our community is closed, a lot of the people that we represent, they're the ones that still get up and they make this town run, whether they're in the service industry or out doing maintenance or whatever they may be doing, right?
They're working hard, contributing.
They are the core of this community.
Mom and dad are both working in many cases, if there's a mom and dad. Yeah. But they're not just asking for something. They're working, just trying to
These
get going.
These are productive, caring citizens. I think Northern Nevada has a unique way, or any community that has casinos and things like that, we uniquely create a working class poor, right? So the people that are very good people, they work very hard, but again, at the end of the day, the paycheck's just not enough to keep off the cost of food or fuel or housing or licensed childcare. So, our organization is very needed in this community, and we really do help this community keep running by keeping, you're going to be a much more productive as an employee if you know your child's in a safe place every day.
Yeah, and the parents just need that. I mean, they're stressed.
Every parent wants
Everyone.
that, right?
I don't care where you are in this world.
100%.
I talk to people who are all financial levels of security and insecurity, and we all go through the same problems, but everyone needs help.
Yeah, absolutely.
At some point.
Yeah.
So the last minute or so we have, where should they go again? And you mentioned a golf tournament. Is that coming up soon, or is that just happening?
Yeah, the golf tournament's the first week of August, and we do that at Red Hawk. We actually have both courses, and we do those so they can go online.
Still opportunities to get on that? Great. So we'll send them your way.
Yeah, our awards banquet's at the end of the year, and we're expecting a really special celebration. That's the second week of November. This is our 50th year, and there's 800 seats. We've never filled up all 800 seats. We'd love to do that this year.
Where does that take place?
This year takes place at the Silver Legacy.
Great.
So great
okay,
partner
so you
there.
got at least 2 things coming up, and then the big one is in February.
The big one's in February, always the last Saturday in February. That one's a little harder to get in sometimes. We've got people that like to come back to that event, but always willing to call and put you on a waiting list. And if you want to get a table and be at that event, that's a great event that night too. Yeah.
That is great. Thank you so much for everything you do. I appreciate it. I always kind of ask people, but you kind of let in with what you've done. If you didn't do this, what would you do? Because you already said you did coaching. Was there something else? Because it always surprises people. It says, I was going to go, Rome or Europe or climb the Himalayas. What would your be?
Well, I was like everybody else. I went to school and college. And I was for sure going to be a computer science major. And then I changed to business, and then I changed to education. So I'd probably be teaching and coaching somewhere. I'd have a blast doing that. But I say often I had a great time coaching in college basketball, and it was good. But I really wish I'd have found the Boys and Girls Club 10 years earlier because, it's just been that rewarding. And I still don't know that many people that after 30 years are still excited to go to work. And I don't even call it work on most days, quite honestly. It's so rewarding. So appreciate
I love that. I love it. And for those who don't know him, he's been smiling the whole interview. So it's really rewarding. Thank you very much for coming on the show. One last time, the website or contact information?
Yeah, www.bgctm.org. That's the Boys and Girls Club of Truckee, Meadows.
And we'll have it on our website as well. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it.
Really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Lisa Jansen, and she is the Executive Director for Hot August Nights.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000 square foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, Reno. This is your host, Phil MacDougall. This show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum. So do not forget, I am, 3/4 of the way down to my energy drink. So am I talking
there.
Faster yet?
I think we are.
It's starting to.
It's a
starting to. So, by the way, we do not have an energy drink sponsor. So if you're interested, instead of me saying energy drink, what a coincidence.
Wow.
I will say your name multiple times.
Absolutely.
And just in the consumption alone, I should not have so many of these, but
You'll never know what
'em.
he's drinking unless you sponsor.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, so before we have our next guest on, I just want to remind everybody, Phil at automuseum.org. Send me what you think are the answers to those questions for taglines, and then the first 5 people to send me information, things they want me to share, meaningless facts, all these different things we came up with. I would love to share them. The first 5 people are going to get a pair of tickets, but the person who gets all the 5 answers to the sponsors for those catchphrases, person who gets that first, I am going to give them a family membership to the museum for 5 people, and we're going to throw in some merch, hats, and a whole bunch. By the end of the show, and by the time I finish this energy drink, I will be throwing in a lifetime supply of your favorite energy drink. To be determined who that is. Okay, so I'm excited because our next guest is back, and I didn't think you were going to come back.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank
It's
you.
like my favorite show.
Thank you. Can we tag that line and play that over and over again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
All
quote me
right,
on it.
good. Over it. Put some music to it. Lisa Jansen, she is the executive director for Hot August Nights, and I don't know if it's a stretch to say you got some stuff going on.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, less than 75 days till the event. I think it's like
but who's counting?
70, 68. I don't know. We're getting
4
closer.
hours and 22 seconds.
Yeah, it keeps passing.
Well, thank you for coming on. Last time you were on the show, you shared your favorite, your car story, your first car.
Yes.
Now we're going to call a new segment completely based on Lisa's, the dumbest thing you've ever done in your car.
Yes, yeah. So this is one of my favorite stories. So we all have dumb things we did when we were younger.
Not us, Jasmine.
In our cars. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
we
You
have.
guys never did anything
We are
dumb.
angels.
Yeah. Yes,
Angels.
never. So I had this really cool 1992 Ford Explorer. And my buddies would all go up in the hills. You know, back then it was like where Veterans Drive is over there. And so you'd go in the hills and go four-wheeling, and you'd crawl and, see what your cars could do. Well, we had a big storm, and there's a whole bunch of puddles. And I had this little vehicle that I thought would be great going through puddles. So I went through all these puddles, and it was so fun. And I would just floor it, and it would go all the way over. And I went through this really big one, and it was so fun. And I was just like charged straight ahead. And I hit it, and it was like a big old car wash all around me. And then all of a sudden, my car just stopped. And I literally flooded the engine with water. And I panicked because I was like, oh my God, my dad's going to kill me. Like I did this to my car. I didn't even know you could do that.
And my dad doesn't know that I'm doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know if he knows now. So he'll know after this airs. But I was like 16 years old, and I was so dumb. And it was the funniest thing, though, because it was like, you literally can flood an engine. And that never really occurred to me as a dumb 16-year-old from the desert where there's not a lot of water here in Reno, Nevada. So anyways, I had to wait it out and just wait for it to dry. And it finally got dry enough
We're talking days, weeks?
No, hours.
Okay,
hours. I was just hanging out in the hills for hours.
Afraid to come home.
Yeah, just hanging out, waiting. And so I finally got it to click, and I was able to turn the engine enough to heat it and steam the water out. And I drove home with it steaming out. It was the dumbest thing. And so then the next week I needed an oil change, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble. They're going to say we can see something's up with her car. So I go into Reno Vulcanizing, and I'm just sweating bullets, and they do my oil change and they're like, why are you acting so goofy today? And I'm like, don't tell my dad, but is there water damage? And they all just started laughing because they all knew.
You all knew it happened.
You've been playing in the mud. We can see it, like it's very obvious. Yeah. And so they gave me a little lecture. They were very sweet about it. But yeah, I was just dumb, but didn't know you could literally flood a vehicle that way.
You just said two things I want to comment on. One was Reno Volk. They are the nicest people.
They are.
Mike and Russo's, the whole family. I first got here, they bent over backwards to help us at the museum. So I'm very, very grateful.
Nicest guys, yeah.
The other thing you just triggered, and maybe you can say, oh, well, maybe I'm going to see about your expression. Have you ever gone through, and I'm embarrassed to say this because I can't stand it when I'm with people and they just spend an hour on their phone flipping, and they look up and, the kids are climbing up the shelves and opening bags at the store.
Oh, yeah.
But I go on once in a while and I say, okay, there's a YouTube video of someone crossing a river or a flood, and they're just saying, I'm going to make it. And they're crossing a bridge. The river is obviously higher than the height of their car, and they don't understand why. And I said, well, there's probably one or two. I could go hours in YouTube videos watching people, and then the one that makes me laughing the most is, and they do that. Now, we're not talking they had to evacuate because their life was threatened. These are just, hey, I don't want to wait. I'm going to just go cross this bridge with 15 feet of water. Then they have the gall of going on the news afterwards, mad how long it took for rescue people to get them out.
It takes a special kind.
I sat here, I'm going to sue the... It's a special kind of person that does that. So I didn't get a reaction that you were going to be one of those.
No.
But
when I was 16, I may have done something that dumb, but I have learned a lot over the years.
We have grown. We have learned so much.
I've aged so well. Learned.
Well, we all have those stories. So a new segment is, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done in your car? We'll start off with the normal stupidest facts from Phil that mean nothing. Okay. All right. So we got to work on that branding a little bit. Lisa, a lot of stuff going on in 75 days, 4 hours, 22 seconds. Kick it off and tell us what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, so we've got the 40th anniversary of Hot August Nights. So we're going to have everything we usually have at Hot August Nights, but we're going to juice it up because it's the 40th anniversary. We will be downtown this year with our main stage, main entertainment. It's all free, which is fabulous. And this year, it's pretty amazing because you'll be able to see the headliner acts and the main stage and turn around behind you and see the cruise going right behind you.
Very cool.
So you will be immersed completely in the Hot August Nights experience of cruising and entertainment. And that hasn't been done for a very long time, if ever. And so we're very excited about that. The event series is coming back. We're very excited about that. Last year there was, I think, 61 cars competing. Yep. So we're hoping to get up to that. And that is basically where the winners meet. To compete in the event series, you have to have won a car show somewhere else. Like you guys are an event series qualifier, I believe.
Right.
Yep.
The Museum Cup we are.
Yep. Yeah. And so we've got all these qualifiers that come in that have won other awards. And so then this is like the best of show where they all compete against each other.
Wow.
We've moved that to Saturday and we've moved it downtown to Lake Street, right next door to you.
Good tie-in.
Yes, right to the National Auto Museum.
And that's taking place on
Saturday.
The
8th. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's coming so fast.
That's great.
August
it's going to be
8th.
right by the arch. Right by the arch, right next to the Automobile Museum. We'll do something together out there as well.
We definitely will. Yeah, it's going to be a party. It's going to be so fun. It's a great time for people to come see like the cream of the crop. These are all cars that have won at other car shows. So they're going to be amazing to look at. So that should be really good. We're excited about the cruise and Sparks in downtown Reno. We have kind of gone back to a little bit of the tradition of the downtown Reno cruise where you'll be going south again and you'll get to go all the way down to Liberty. And we're hoping that'll help people so that they're more able to cool down. These hot cars, sometimes they get hot and they overheat a little bit. So we're giving them more space. So we think that's going to be great. And then the Youth Automotive Challenge. This week, we just launched the Youth Automotive Challenge.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So anyone it's a team sport. It can be teams. They've got to be between the ages of 14 and 20. They can be schools, they can be friends, they can be cousins, family, whatever. And they just have to have an automotive project. And they come down and show it on Saturday. You can go to the website to enter. And you will be competing against other young people, and you tell the judges about your project and what you've done, and then the winners will get cash prizes. And we've got $10,000 total, and so we've got a first through third prize. So a lot of nice cash for some youngsters.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah, and
That's
we're excited. Yeah, and it's nice because it's that next generation. It's really cool to see them get excited about the automotive field. It's exciting to see them tweak with these things and change these things and adjust engines and build things. It's really fun to see that instead of them doom scrolling, like the person you were just talking about.
Yeah, is that what they call it, doom scrolling?
Yes.
I am learning
Doesn't
so
that
many
sound
cool
so
words.
good?
It's because you're doomed.
It's what all the kids are calling it these
Yes.
days.
So we just did a segment earlier. I just got to ask you a quick question. So you can just lie and say you don't, in case you do know what it's called. Have you ever used the word? What was that word we just said?
Was it crunk?
Yes. Have you ever used the word crunk in your vocabulary?
I kind of thought it was like a dance back in the 90s, but maybe I'm wrong. What is it?
I don't know.
Get
How
crunked.
I know it, this is Gen Z. I'm speaking in behalf of Gen Z. We see it as like, like you're getting very hyped. You're getting like
Yes. Okay, I do know that, but I have not used it.
So you and me, you're just going with it.
I'm an elder millennial.
So
nice to see you, child.
I want to circle back afterwards and ask you a couple of these words.
Let's do it.
Ever use us.
I love this stuff.
Back to the priority here. So talk about more about what you have going on. And I just, one more little curve here. So in this program you just described, are you going to be the motivational speaker and talk about your story about the flood? That could really get nice.
No, because they're at that age where they'll go, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
I should go do that. Where was that puddle, miss? Tell me. I will not be the motivational speaker. The other thing we're bringing back this year is the prom. We are very excited. We're partnering with River West Resort, also the Elma State. You know them as probably the Elma State, beautiful wedding venue. They are going to host some show and shines for us this year, and they also will be doing prom, which is fabulous.
Walk us through prom. What is, because I imagine, but nowadays prom might mean something different. I don't know either, but it's a prom, right?
I hope it means what I think it means.
Good.
We'll find out.
So
it's a
Jasmine,
fun.
can you please clarify the word I'm saying something
It is a
inappropriate?
dance.
It's a dance. Great. We're so glad you guys stayed with the program. So it's a dance. Everybody dresses up formal. Because it's Hot August Nights, you can dress up as like prom for any of the years that we do Hot August Nights, 1950 to 1979. So everyone gets all dressed up. At prom, you can buy corsages and boutonnieres. You get to dance the night away. It's just that fun, take it back to like we were talking about Back to the Future, like the Under the Sea prom.
Yeah.
Like think of that. Like it's just a fun dance, and it's going to be great. So
when is that taking place? Are tickets available for this already?
They are not yet because we're just about to launch it.
Okay,
we have not.
great.
You're like the first people I've actually been able to give a few
we're not
details.
Going to tell anybody just until
This is
we want everyone to know.
But yes, I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks, so probably the first week of June-ish, it should be on the
would be
website.
Great.
Yep, and we only have a limited
fun.
amount of tickets, so yeah, people will want to jump on that.
Don't know
quick.
if I can fit into that powder blue tuxedo, like from Dumb and Dumber,
With the
that would be so
yes,
fun.
that's it. And I'm bringing it back.
And we totally expect people to get crazy with this. Like,
that's
go
the fun
wild.
part.
Like, a lot of people have these outfits. We have a lot of member parties to honor our volunteers. And so we do a theme. And we just did one that was a disco theme. It was hilarious. We did not recognize our own volunteers because they went so into the costumes, and it was just amazing. So, yeah, we expect people to dress up. It's going to be a party. And it's something that changes every year, the theme. So that's going to be really fun. But this year, the theme is prom because it's, our big anniversary.
Yes.
So
Love it.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. I think just my biggest thing is just this event is looking amazing. It's looking really good. Like registrations are up. We just sold out Virginia City. We had our Spring Fever event. It was fabulous. The car community is just like on fire right now in the best way. And so
in the best way.
In the best way, because sometimes they catch on fire.
Yes.
It's not in the best way.
Do you have the drag racing again this year?
We do, yes.
Good.
We do, yes. And you can enter that right now on our website and buy tickets for it.
Good.
Yep.
That's cool. I'm going to that this year. A friend of
You
mine.
haven't made it?
Steve. No. I haven't.
Oh my God, you are missing out. It is so fun.
I know. I've been invited by your friend Steve, and I couldn't get away from the office. The dog ate my homework. Lost my keys.
Now I want to know what Hot August Nights experiences you've missed. Have you been to Virginia City?
Yes.
Okay, good, because that one is going to be all the hook this year too. We've got all the
put me on the spot.
The merch. Oh, it's going to be.
I'm going to have to lie.
oh no! Be honest. You're a bunch of friends.
No, I've been there. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to
what
do
about
it.
the auction? Have you been to the auction? Mag auction?
No, I've seen really cool pictures.
It is so fun. Okay, so you have to go. This is Lisa's tips for everybody listening.
Okay.
Go
A
to
new segment.
Yes.
Come back every week. Lisa's tips.
It's almost like I'm practicing for a podcast or something.
What?
Weird.
Wow, what a coincidence.
What a
Weird.
What a
I hope
crazy
that
thing to say.
happens soon. Yes. But anyway, so the auction. My tip is go to the auction, grab a drink, sit in the audience. If you're not ready to buy a car, just watch it. It is so fun, and you get to watch all these other people and the emotions and the competition and the fire and the passion, and it is just so fun to watch these people. And then also sometimes you're like, I could have bought that. If I saved up just a little more, I could have bought that. And so it's also very inspiring. So highly recommend that experience too.
I will do it this year. I'm going to do everything this year.
Good. Yes.
It's funny because you just brought back a memory. I don't know if you guys have this, but my father, he used to drive by the town and he would say, I could have bought that house for $10,000, but Joan wouldn't let me buy it. It's worth $1 million now. Well, that was like in 1935.
Right.
Or I could have bought that car and Joan made me sell it. I could have got it for $3,000. If he was there, he'd be doing that to all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I could have got
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yes. Well, and then you think about the people see their car from high school and they're like, I got that car as a gift and it would cost nothing, and now it's going for $65,000.
Yes.
How
Why?
is this possible?
Yeah, why is it? My brother got the car and they trashed it on me. I never got it again.
And people kick themselves why didn't I keep it? Why?
We have a little room to the side is for counseling sessions for those people grieving during afterwards. So
Maybe
they can
that's
get it.
the sponsor I need to find.
Yes. So we're looking for a energy sponsor, a Lisa's Tips, and a grieving sponsor.
Yes, yes, a counseling service of some sort.
Counseling, yes. What else would you like to share with us? Because you got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we want to make sure everybody knows about it, how to get to it. Sponsors. You got to make sure things are going. You got hundreds and thousands of people coming to this every year.
Yeah, and we've been so blessed. All of our sponsors have been coming back. We've been getting cold calls lately from a whole bunch of new sponsors.
Great.
And this is my favorite thing. You sell sponsorships too. You know how this goes. I love experiential marketing. Give me your product and what you do, and I'm going to go find a really cool concept and a way to incorporate you into the event. And right now I have 4 of them that I'm working on. And it's so funny because if one says no, I like this idea so much. It's I will find someone. Now I have to sell it to somebody. So I keep going down the list of all these different sponsors. But yeah, we're doing great. Everything it's moving. It's just moving too fast. I feel like this summer is, it's Memorial Day and everything's getting crazy. And
it's almost June.
I'm just not ready. Yeah. I'm not ready for it.
And you do get, I think there's one day in what is it, December 2nd that you get off and then you start right again?
Yeah.
You go straight through.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
that's kind of how it seems. Yes, yeah.
Well, congratulations about everything you have going on. If people want to learn more, where should they go? Website?
hotaugustnights.net.
Cool.
And social media. Find us on any social media channel. That's actually your best way to go.
That is great. Thank you very much, Lisa. Can you stick around? We're going to do some quick things. I actually have a little news brief here that just came off. We need some da-da-da-da-da-da. It's literally the National Automobile Museum has got some breaking news I want to share. And I think everyone can relate to this. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's the internet's being broken on it. So tell me if this checks off any of your boxes. If you need your children to stop crying at the snap of a finger, they've done that to you in the places that are just really awkward. Or now there's a fix. If you had the way to want them to pick up the room without just bothering them and screaming at them and saying, please do it. Or at those times when they just won't stop asking you a question. Can we all relate to that?
Yes.
You want to take a break when you want to do that, interrupting you, or the homework that they just don't tell you about till the last second. If those things are just really bothering you, we can't help you with that at all. But what we can do is we offer the most awesome birthday parties at the National Automobile Museum, and you don't know what you're missing. So we have a huge movie theater, and you got to tell your kids this alone. You're going to set up your Xbox or your Switch, and you're going to play in this huge movie theater, up to 200 people playing these games that you can do. No one can do interactive games. We have a 50 set. We have a 3,000 square foot, fully interactive kids activity center. Build, develop, draw, create. That you can use at scavenger hunts. And this is the one part we can't do. We can't do any of those things. And if you do figure out how to do those things, please let us know. I will give you more than a pair of tickets. You will get a lifetime membership to the National Automobile Museum. But we pick it all up. We pick up your mess. So if nothing else, the one thing we can do for you is you come in, you have your cupcakes, you have your party. You cannot have this. You can't even go to McDonald's nowadays and get 10 Happy Meals for what we charge.
Nope.
And you're supporting a 501c3.
Nice.
So I was trying to get away. Actually, I did have your attention at the beginning.
Yeah.
Breaking news, but I need more music and stuff. All right. We'll be right back in a minute for our final thoughts.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000-square-foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, Reno. A couple of parting thoughts here today. Everything we do at the National Automobile Museum is made possible by your contributions. We're a 501c3. We have about 11 people. We're open every single day of the year except for 3, but we could not do it. We cannot do it without volunteers. We have a list of volunteers, and I want to clarify something. The very first thing I talked to people volunteer or potential volunteers, they said, I worked my whole life so I didn't have any kind of commitments and I can just go and travel the world and do whatever you want to do. We get that. We understand that. But let me just throw a couple of things in there. If you just want to be a greeter, or maybe you want to work at admissions, hello, how are you, where are you from? The first impressions are everything, right? If you like to maybe work on car maintenance, cleaning the cars, working on cars, doing oil change in our cars, we have 240 of them. Maybe you just like to be at events. We have a summer concert series that we want people to come up and have a good time. Research, admin support, you name it. If you have a pulse, we need you. But we really could use your help. Now, the biggest thing is people go, I don't want to commit. That's fine. We have a schedule that goes all 3 months. Say, hey, I'll put a couple hours in that time, or maybe if there's a concert, we'll call you. You don't want to do it, we get it, but we could really, really use your help. You get a really fancy badge and a nice shirt and all kinds of fun stuff there. So if you're interested in that, please let us know. Just you have my email address, phil@automuseum.org, or go to our website, automuseum.org. One last thing, we have some really cool concerts coming up. We have the Eagles Tribute. It's outside in our pavilion, which is between our building and the Truckee River. It's beautiful, 16,000 square feet. Eagles on June 20th, the tribute. Jimmy Buffett on July 11th. The Beatles Tribute on August 29th, and Creedence Clearwater Revival Tribute, I finally said that right, on September 19th. So please mark your calendar. What I'm really excited about is August 28th. We rented out the drive-in. We have a Sha-Na-Na band, and it's called Papa Clutch, I believe.
Shifters. Is that it?
Is
And
that
the
it?
Shifters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We just signed them up. So picture the final scene of Grease when the music's going, you know, that whole song, which I will not embarrass myself and do again. They're playing it now. All your cars are there. It's only $40 per car. We will sell out. You can cram as many. Remember those little things you saw in the 50s? People trying to cram as many people into a photo booth as possible.
Yes, yeah.
Talk about dating. Now, you didn't know those, but you know that? You don't remember that picture?
I feel like that carried on. The tradition continued.
Yeah,
You
the
still-
tradition definitely continued.
I don't even see
for
photo booths in the world anymore.
We
No, with a
tried
car to the
the
drive-in.
car. Oh,
Yes,
I'm
that's
talking
true.
about
What's a
cramming
photo
it.
booth? No,
Yes.
just kidding.
So we're going to have the drive-in. We're going to have a band there to dance. We're going to have cars come in there. As many people as you can cram in. It's only $40 for a full car, and the price goes up, I think, in a couple of weeks. We will sell out. We're going to watch the movie Grease. I'm going to try. We have the Grease car from the movie at the museum. I'm going to try and get it over there. Once in a lifetime photo ops there. So go to our website, learn more. And Lisa, what can they do What do you need? Volunteers? I'm assuming you need them too.
Yes, we definitely need volunteers. Yeah. We, over 10 days, 16 hours, you can split it over the 10 days. It's pretty easy. You can do more if you love being there. And, it's all about the camaraderie and having fun. And it's really nice because you get to welcome the locals and the visitors, and it's a good time.
And we have great synergy here.
Yes.
We love Lisa, everything that her team is doing. We will support you all the way. It just
you.
makes sense. Love everything you've done. You just jumped in with both feet. So thank
Kindred
you.
spirits.
Yes, yes. Parting words?
We'd love to see you at Hot August Nights, and we'll see you starting July 31st at Virginia City.
Perfect. We are going to end on that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Can't wait to see you next week. In the meantime, come down and visit us at the National Automobile Museum. We'd love to see you.
You've been listening to What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. For more information about the museum, head on over to our website, automuseum.org. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. with What Drives Reno on 1060 a.m. KFOY, Radio for America.